You're listening to another episode of Inside the Techosystem, a podcast where we'll bring you fun and insightful topics about tech and its ecosystem in Nigeria. As usual, I am Chuka and I am joined by the awesome Emmanuel. Hey man, how you doing? What's good? What's good? Reply me now, why do you like this?
Hey guys, my name is
Why is Emmanuel acting like I'm toasting him?
Mado. Come off with G.
Alright, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you can hear well, we're kind of in the same room. And this has never happened before actually, because we never ever record in the same place.
We recorded once, but
we never released the episode.
yeah, we didn't release
Yeah. So but now I think we're going to be recording in the same place more often. Alright, so should we start with the excuses? Alright guys, I know we're supposed to release an episode last week or last 2 weeks. I can't remember. But like the last time an episode was due, we didn't release an episode and we just want to say we're really sorry. This is an apology for not releasing that episode because we had some technical difficulties and we didn't want to remove the small shine that we have. We don't want to spoil it, so we decided to not let that episode out. If you're part of the newsletter family, you would have gotten an email from us. But if you're not, we explain why. And if you're not, I don't know why you're not. Please join.
subscribe.
Thank you very much. We'll put the link in the newsletter. We'll put it every time, but we'll put it again just because of you.
Yeah. So a lot has been going on. A lot has been going on in the country, and everybody knows, right?
A whole lot.
It's been almost a month now since the incident. It was 20th of October 2020. Like before that, there were already like 2 weeks of protest, and so
2 weeks. I think it was more than 2 weeks.
yeah. So in total, it's more than a month that the youth of Nigeria have been fighting for a better country, and so far so good. The country has really disappointed us. The government has the government, instead of kind of like trying to listen to us and try to fix the problem, instead they've tried all the possible best to stop us from protesting, to stop us from still making efforts. So right now it's really a sad time for Nigeria because like the event that happened in 20th of October 2020, it's a very sad one. I'm going to say it clearly. The Nigerian government sent the Nigerian army to shoot at the protesters at Lekki Tollgate, and the event was watched by like more than 140,000 people live on IG, and the Nigerian government after was denying it, and so far so good. They're still denying it, and it's been really sad for us as a country because I mean, if such a number of people were watching an event and the government can still deny it, it means that we still have a long way to go. So right now Nigeria is in sorrow, but we believe that there's hope, and then we just have to remain hopeful because that's the only thing we have right now. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It hasn't been easy, but the fight continues.
Yeah.
Still one message, EndSARS.
Yeah.
EndSARS is just EndSARS now is bigger than just ending SARS.
Yeah.
It's ending a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Alright. So we're here with another episode, and looking at the title, you guys may have a glimpse of what we want to talk about. It's the buzz. The buzz around tech right now. And in our opinion, we have one company to blame. And we're just going to say it out loud. Yeah, Paystack, we're looking at you. Yeah, we're talking to you.
PSTK.
Yes, don't look away. Yeah, you're the reason we're here today. Alright, so if you guys noticed, there's been a lot of buzz around tech recently. Mothers are not giving their daughters to doctors and lawyers anymore. They're asking if you are dating a software engineer or a software developer or someone in the Techosystem because, bruh, I don't know when it sold. I can't remember the date.
It was actually like 18th. I think it was like some days before the Lekki massacre. So
Oh, okay. Well. Anyways, Paystack boys, acquired
Ezra and Shola.
some huge amount of money, and in fact, it's put a lot of people on their toes. Actually, we're actually really, really happy for them. It's actually really raised a lot of heads and sparked a lot of conversations. Like, wow, a company in Africa, a company in Nigeria can actually go for that much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's actually the biggest exit in Nigeria, I think.
Man, it definitely has to be. I heard it's worth more than like 3 banks combined. I'm not going to name the banks, but you know yourselves. So yeah, it was really crazy, and man, in fact, I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, girls that don't reply them before, they're now sliding into their DMs." Well, tech bros out there, all of you tech bros and tech sisters, we're proud of you. We just this is a good time for you. So rejoice. Well, yeah, Emmanuel, let's talk about the buzz right now. I mean, do you think it's all black and white? Do you think, oh, or more? See, tech is. We know we've talked about tech being the new oil and all, but man, this actually just really showed just proved a lot of things that we've been saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, now tech companies can go for that much, man. So, do you think the buzz is necessary or is warranted? Like, okay, was it bound to happen all along?
It's bound to happen. Like even the smallest victories in the Nigerian ecosystem gets buzz because it's I think tech in Nigeria is not early. It's not in its early stages, but startup in Nigeria is in its early stages. So any success is really something for us, and that's why. I mean, we're the ones pushing the buzz now. It should be Tech Point, Tech About, and our tech people, tech newsletters that, yeah, it's really very few news that gets to the newspaper from the startup ecosystem. So, yeah.
So basically, because right now, I feel like the buzz these days is more about money.
Yeah.
Rather than what tech can actually do. It's like, tech, or those who are cashing out.
Cash up.
Even though some people are not cashing out yet. So
Yeah.
don't you think that kind of attracts the wrong set of people to you sometimes?
Oh well, I think it's just typical of any type of buzz. The buzz will always attract. I mean, like the oil money time, the banking sector, they all had their times, and it's not really about tech. It's about the buzz. If there's no money in tech, I mean, there was a time when scientists they're not viewed as noble people. They're just, some crazy guy in one lab trying to do his own stuff. And then science blew. People were inventing stuff and then they were selling it, right? So now it's tech. So right now, it's not about tech. It's the money that people are really looking at. If there's no money in tech, you just have a bunch of passionate people.
Bro,
That's all
I
you
remember
have.
I actually brought this to Emmanuel's attention recently. Like, I remember when I'll probably pose an idea to Emmanuel and he'll be like, man. Oh, how can we do this? How can we-" But now I think one of the first responses I get is, how much are they paying? I think it was kind of funny because I kind of let you know that, remember how we actually joined this thing because of the passion we had for it and all the energy. But it's not like we don't have that passion anymore, but we've streamlined our passion to one sector, and that is the financial sector.
Yeah.
So like I think now our passion is fueled by, and our passion is motivated by some certain things.
Yeah, there are boundaries, and money defines. Money is defining the boundaries.
And now that actually has its upside, or it could have its downside.
Definitely.
Like right now, I'll say when I started, actually was never thinking of cash. Not really. I just wanted to build cool stuff. Like, yo, this is cool. Oh, this looks like a fun stuff. Let's build it and stuff. But as you get older, you have more responsibilities, and I think you actually kind of start thinking of money more than you used to. Now, what do you think that means or looks like for people that, I know we've talked about this before in the previous episode, but like, since this episode is all about the boss, we may have to reiterate it. Like people that would look at Omo, Paystack is there for that much. How did they learn this JavaScript thing? Please, somebody should come and explain. Emmanuel usually has a lot of things to say about people that want to attain 15 years experience in like 2 weeks. So I'm just going to let Emmanuel have this one.
So yeah, I was having a conversation with one of my friends. Actually, funny enough, he works at Paystack. So we were talking about how, like, people face this what's this thing called? Imposter syndrome, right?
Someone said it's a myth.
It's not a myth though. It's not a myth.
I have a friend that usually says, yo, imposter syndrome is nothing, man. What you have to do is just tell yourself you got.
Okay. I mean, it's that. I guess that's working for him. But I think there's a large population of people who have that experience, because obviously the way tech is presented to you, they make it seem like really easy. So they reduce your expectation of difficulty. So when you start and then you face like difficult problems, you're like, oh my God, I'm not good enough, all this kind of thing. So yeah. So we're talking about how even people that are experienced still experience people that still experience imposter syndrome, right? So he was like, one of the biggest problems would be that we tend to want to emulate people that have like 10, 15 years experience in the same field we have. Those guys are experts and they've been in the industry for long. So we expect to, somehow catch up with them in like 1 or 2 years, right? As much as there's this aspire to perspire thing where, what our ancestors did in 5 years, you can do it in 1 year. Do you know that? All this kind of thing. So the thing is, almost any field where you have to gather information, right, requires this slow process. So almost every field that requires like having information, that requires like having the knowledge of something, so you need to actually slowly become an expert. Obviously, like I think the word experts may have come from experience. Like when you have experience, it means you're an expert. So the idea of quickly becoming an expert within 1 week or 6 months or something, I don't think there's any field that you can just become an expert within few days or few weeks or even few years. Because look at it now. Look at entertainment. Any artist that we say is blowing, if you look back at their life, you see a history of mistakes, history of trials and hard work, right? So automatically, we shouldn't believe that when we start tech, we'll just become a beast or become very good at it. So concerning this buzz, right? Jazz up. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's not always going to be easy. It's a long journey. Take your time, bro. Take your time, sis. Take your time.
Like,
but take your time.
But like, you're going to take your time. But the repercussions of people joining for the money is that time may be longer than some people's time.
Exactly.
I know you mentioned artists blowing and stuff, and in my opinion, I'm not going to lie. Yes, there's a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of trial and error. But there are also some artists that got really lucky.
But the ones that got lucky, right? The ones that, if you look at the ones that maintain their success, they actually put in effort to keep that fame that they got lucky to get, right? So if you look at some people, they're actually one-off artists, like one song blow and then you're gone. It happens to a lot of artists.
Yeah.
But the ones that, if you mention, I don't think I can mention one artist that is just lucky and just blowing, just release a song and it's just blowing. Like, nah, I don't think so.
Lucky to be.
Okay,
so another problem is, okay, let's say you have a friend that started tech, or maybe he's into tech, or she is into tech, they are into tech, and they started cashing out in maybe span of 2 years.
Please, can we explain what cash out means? So that people will not
surely CC. Cash out. No. I think Emmanuel knows what cashing out is. For my brothers and sisters out there in tech that are earning in dollars, let me just tell you, if you are part of this Techosystem and you are following us to wear t-shirt and jeans, you are a liar. You are lying. We know you are cashing out. We have seen your bank account, your pioneer. It's all good. We have no grudges against you.
Pioneer.
So basically, okay, you say you have a friend that maybe they started cashing out 2 years into tech and stuff, and you join because basically, I feel like a lot of word of mouth is very powerful. Referrals, referrals are powerful like mad. Like in fact, you don't even need to. So you just need to see someone do something. Say, oh, that looks like a lucrative business. Forex. How do you think they get all their and all of that? So if you look at someone and say, oh, that looks like something lucrative. So say you join tech because of that reason. This person looks like he's actually making it from writing HTML and CSS. So,
why did you say it that way?
And then 2 years down the line, you have still not made up to 1%. There's someone that tweeted, I think you know Moi. She works at Twitter. She's Android dev there. So she tweeted something about how she works at Twitter now as an Android developer. You know, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But she tweeted about her that was during the Maserati period. She tweeted about her interning with a company for a year, and she didn't get paid a single dime for a whole year. Yes, imagine. So like with the whole buzz, I don't know if people are that patient. Because
true.
Tech itself is not something
that's an important.
Tech itself is not something that you enjoy, you love yourself, bro. The first day your app crashes for the entire day, and you cannot do anything. As in that, there are some very, very frustrating moments, and then if during frustrating moments, you have to remind yourself why you started. If you remind yourself why you started, and then you can't see any proof of why you started. Why did you start? Oh, I started for the money.
And there's no money.
Right?
Yeah.
So
this is not attacking people that are looking for money. It's not.
It's not
giving you things to consider.
We're just trying to let you know that if you ever, decide to
I think the good way money can motivate you is, for instance, just like how business is, you know that, okay, even if you don't make money for 5 years and you put in a lot of effort, one day your business can skyrocket and then you get your money. If you think of it that way, definitely tech will definitely pay off if you put in hard work and everything. But it's not Yahoo. Even Yahoo is hard.
Yahoo is hard though. Yahoo is hard.
We're not Yahoo boys. We're just, I beg.
Please, I'm Yahoo boys. Stop Yahoo.
Stop it. Stop disgracing.
We will disgrace you. Oh, sorry. All right, Emmanuel, let's talk about the situation of tech bros and all the stereotypes that has been going on.
We had an episode about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But I think it has become more and more.
Yeah, I think before the attention we were getting were from just like our friends and stuff.
Right.
But now it's actually major news.
Yes.
So
like,
people.
We're now mainstream people. We're mainstream now.
Even the government claiming Paystack, saying the Paystack was one of the, they called it youth fintech or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, was it Paystack?
They mentioned Paystack, Flutterwave, claiming that they were the ones that started it or something. And
Nigerian government, please, this is an announcement. Disembark from that careless capping. I doubt, in fact, Nigerian government, you guys would try as much as possible to try and kill or stop the business rather than help it. So I don't understand. Nigerian, you have this what's the word? I call it a fetish of claiming things that you didn't even contribute to. Like someone who go and graduate from Harvard, best graduating student, and then you see governor of one state saying, Omowa, she's our daughter. Oga, better than rest.
Come on, fit, I beg.
If she did not leave this place, she will not even graduate anywhere. Anyways, I'm not mentioning names, and you don't know my house address. Moving on. So, I think we've broken stereotypes before, but I think it's becoming more exaggerated these days.
So I think what we just need to correct is we need to set something straight. So people, obviously, even us, we obviously enjoy hearing about those stereotypes because it's fun and just for the fun of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
For comedy.
It's funny.
But the thing is, some people are not taking it as comedy. Like, there was this video I watched, like this YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
The name is Tech Bro. They talk, like it was like acted and stuff.
Yeah.
So the babe was toasting this tech CEO,
Yeah.
and then it was like they depicted a tech CEO as this guy who's always aligning with his investors and blah blah blah. That thing was so over exaggerated, but let's just leave it as comedy.
Able
Let's
to
stop
buy
there.
15K wine or something.
As in, so the thing is, these things are actually just for fun. Like, oh, Tech Bro has cash. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, we're not
The
that
thing
bad
is-
actually.
Yeah, we have. Anyway, let me know even.
Emmanuel has money.
Two guys don't like cashing.
Ah.
Cash up. So the thing is, let's just leave it as comedy and not take it any more serious, because
Okay.
if we do, like, it tends to change the way people behave.
Yeah.
Like, there's this fake attitude that people start having towards tech guys, and then at the end of the day, like, if our boss now fades, doesn't it mean that all the relationships they're trying to create with people fades?
Yeah.
I think whatever you're doing should be sincere. Don't because of a boss. And if you don't understand the boss, talk to a real tech bro.
Yeah.
Maybe one of your tech bro or tech sissies that is a friend. Talk to them. Okay, please, can you explain this thing? It seems like everybody is getting money from this thing, and then the person can de-escalate the situation. Like, tell you what the truth is. So instead of you getting your news from Twitter, see, people on Twitter are not serious. They're just there for the fun of it. And if Twitter becomes too serious, people will leave. So don't worry. Twitter is supposed to be for entertainment and stuff.
Please stop. Watch the trends you jump on.
Yeah.
Watch the trends you jump on.
Talk with people, right? Talk with your friends that you know that in tech. Ask them. You can send us DMs, or we'll help you de-escalate the situation.
We are very open. We
Yeah.
don't have much doing. I mean, send us DMs. We love hearing from people that listen to our podcast. Actually, in fact, whenever we get feedback, we always jump up. We're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, someone actually listened to our stuff, right? So we're like upcoming artists. So yeah, send us DMs.
Yeah, so this leads us to talk about something that is really important for everyone in tech, and it could even apply to fields outside tech. So there's this, obviously it's related to buzz. Any lucrative business or lucrative venture usually has noise. Obviously, that's the point of the media. The media is to over amplify things. Like,
People should know how headlines work.
exactly. If a headline doesn't get attention, then it's no headline. As in, really. So that's the point of the media. That's not the point of the media, but that's how the media is today. So what we're saying is block out the noise. You just got into tech and you really want to grow. Take actual steps. Don't be proud. Don't follow somebody that you don't even know and start thinking, oh, this is the god of JavaScript.
And all his ways are going to work for me or something.
So you should actually put in real work, put in effort. If you feel someone is good at JavaScript, why not reach out to a person? Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to learn. As much as I'm Googling and taking courses, I would like to ask you a few questions. Maybe not things like, how do I declare a variable? Not the basic parts. Maybe like, how do I solve this particular problem? I'm trying to build this app. Those kind of things. Funny enough, people think that tech bros are proud. They're not so proud. Ask them a question, a challenging question that you see that they are really humble, because they really like to engage. People like to engage in really nice discussions.
Well, I've met some really arrogant tech bros.
Of course, there are arrogant people everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if somebody sends me a message and asks me, okay, I'm trying to build this app and I've gone I've gone this far and I have a particular problem I'm trying to solve. These are the alternatives I'm considering. Which do you think is the best? That's really interesting, because I myself will learn from that experience. But when you come and then like you just throw all the responsibility on someone and say, help me learn, like I'm just going to open your brain, that will really work, because it's
actually discouraging.
Yes, it is, because the person you're asking about this thing actually also went through the same process as you and took his time. Exactly. So the buzz is just there for the buzz. Like, just leave it as a buzz.
Yeah.
You want to join tech, you're already in tech, you're an intermediate, you want to get to senior level, you want whatever level you are. Obviously, I'm sure if you're an intermediate or senior level, you already know all these things. But like, tune out the noise, focus on your own work.
Yeah.
As in, there was something I said. I'm not shitting anybody, but I was like, a lot of buzz, like a lot of people get serious when they get their first job. So it means if you don't have a job right now and you're into tech and you really want to grow, please try your best to either get a job or start a job. So starting a job means maybe you want to start a startup. You could do that, but get something meaningful doing. Once you start something meaningful, like it will be easier for you to focus. When you learn a programming language, you learn another one next week. There's no direction because you're not really, there's nothing you're doing. Like there's nothing you're trying to contribute to. But if you have something you're contributing to, even if it's open source, even if it's a day job, even if it's a business you're working on, there will be a kind of like you stop asking questions like, oh, which programming language should I learn next? You won't have those questions because
you won't have that
time. Very simple. You won't have time for all these things. So try your best to get a job or an internship or something doing. Even if it's a side project, let it be meaningful. If it's meaningful, don't worry, you put in work, and from there, that's where you actually learn the intricacies or what I beg.
No, Emmanuel, your English is not your first language.
so just that's where you learn the deep parts of tech, right?
Yeah.
And this doesn't really apply to programming because it sounds like just programming.
Yeah.
Design, program management, everything. You have, because at the end of the day, when
but I feel like developers are the ones that make the most noise.
Yes, exactly, because they tend to be the ones to, I don't know, I don't want to insult us, but we're the ones that feel like we're the ones doing the work, like building the product. But it's actually a team effort.
Yeah,
if we are done,
everybody's
exactly,
input and stuff.
Yeah, so that's it.
So it makes a very good point.
Sorry, tell them who he is.
I call him E. Emmanuel E, aka E. Emmanuel makes a very good point about blocking out the noise. Actually, very important. It's very important to focus on yourself when you're doing this thing, right? And don't let anybody tension you. I've had cases of people tensioning people on Twitter. Do you think people should leave Twitter?
The thing is, okay, so I have this should I say idea? Like on Twitter, right? Twitter is this place where people just come. They can be arrogant and get away with it. So somebody comes on Twitter, oh guys, I've been working on these 17 apps in the last 2 days. So as much as that's a cool thing, there's a way you should. I'm not saying you should be considering beginners every time, but like there's a way you sound that a beginner will be like, oh, this is so inspiring. And there's a way you sound like, oh my God, I can never reach this level. People always, people come up and talk about, oh, I've been working on this, I worked on this app this morning and you guys check it out. It sounds so God mode.
As in?
And then people that are still struggling to declare a variable are like, oh, this thing is not for me, definitely. Because this guy started coding last year now, didn't he?
Yeah.
But everybody's path is different.
I have some people that have started tech and stopped because it was just not working. And I can kind of relate. I can kind of connect to where that is coming from. Just not working means it's working for everyone else. So why am I still?
Yeah, why am I the exception?
Like, I don't know. Tension is like the everyday job of Twitter people. Yeah. Like someone is going to wake up in the morning and be like, how many of my followers can I tension today? Let's try 615. So come on. Really, really blocking out the noise is actually very important. Focusing on yourself. Yeah. Don't let people tension you for no reason. It's just pause.
And then there's this really good advice I think I'll end with. You are trying to grow, right? So obviously when you can also use that particular that particular thing to your own advantage. So when you see somebody acting like a god, why not say in your mind, I'm going to beat this god, that kind of thing. So not as if you are envying the person, it's more like you're trying to level up also, be like Burna Boy, you know. So basically you see something someone is achieving. If it's in line with your own path, then you can go for it. For instance, if I see somebody building a robot, I'll be tensioned though, but the tension is not going to be so much that I will not want to go and learn how to build robots. If someone is building, I'm into backend mostly now. If somebody is building like microservices and is talking about it on Twitter, definitely I'll be interested because how
does this work?
Exactly, do you get? But if you get tension for almost anything, like somebody built an Android app and you are feeling bad because you are writing HTML, or or somebody did machine learning. I mean, machine learning too had their own period where they were tensioning everybody. Like, so
we don't want to call names, but we know you.
So like within 3 days, we just released this. I built this, and then it predicts this, predicts that. You're a web developer.
As I'm talking, someone's face is just popping in my head.
Like, you're a web developer, and then you're being tensioned by that. I don't think, unless you're really interested in machine learning, I don't think your
priorities are in straight.
Exactly. So just, I mean, that's it. That's it basically.
Focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
Focusing on yourself. That's like the main message.
Yeah. And something last, I'm serious this time. Lastly, you should have these conversations with your friends. Like when you talk, people get to, talk about things that you probably did not know. Like we were talking about this now. Your friend can just, your God friend can just tell you, I'm having a blocker. And you're like, God has a blocker. Do you get? So if you have friends that are really good at tech, right? Talk to them regularly. You get to hear their weaknesses, and that encourages you that it's not always perfect.
Does,
I mean, So this is also to encourage our gods. Please try to show your weak sides. Tell
just
us
like
that,
Dan Abramov did one time.
Yeah, like
where he did that post of things that he didn't know. I knew them. I was like,
it was so encouraging because someone that is maintaining React.
Right.
Did you hear that? React. He writes a lot about React.
Hello.
As in, so you can imagine that.
Yes.
How can someone like that tell you he's not really good at data structures and algorithms?
And some other things.
I was
shocked. There was a whole list.
And me, I studied computer science. That was really encouraging. So, gods, please, one of the ways you can help your subject
is to prove to us that you also bleed blood.
That you also bleed, yeah. I mean, I like it when someone that we all respect a lot just comes out and talks about some flaws in their design, or when a company talks about how they had an outage and then they explain what happened, instead of always coming out, we processed. Let me stop there.
Emmanuel throws a lot of shade on this podcast, and I know one day someone's going to call us out. Please, I'm safe. I'm very nice. I'm the nice host here. All right, people. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Really appreciate the way you all come back episode after episode to listen and gain some insightful.
He has come again. He's trying to combine fun and insightful.
Some insightful knowledge. So really appreciate it. Remember, we release new episodes every other Wednesday. You can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts on every other podcasting platform. All right, so thank you so much. If you've not subscribed to our newsletter, we'll leave the link down in the description or in the show notes. Sorry. And you can also do that. Follow us on social media. Follow Inside the Techos on social media as well. All right.
See you in the next one.
Bye.